Hi, how you doing? So welcome to this mini masterclass. And in this mini masterclass, I'm going to be talking to you about why you should specialize as a photographer. So before I get onto that, I want to let you know that my new business to photography program is now accepting new members. You can find out more. Click the link below. That'll take you to a web page and you can find out all the information you need to know. And if you want to book a 30-minute call with me, you can, again, click the link below and it will take you to a page where you can book a time slot. So on with this then. So why would you want to specialize? What's the pros? What's the cons? So this is really, really important. If you're a photographer and you've got a business or you're thinking about becoming a professional photographer, then this is something that you need to really consider. So when you're a specialist, you can actually get more work and you can earn more money. If you're a master of one specific genre, then people will remember you. So if you are, for instance, if you're a wedding photographer, people will know that you're a wedding photographer. If you're a portrait photographer, people will know you're a portrait photographer. Yes, you probably can do brilliant still life images. Yes, you probably can do brilliant portraits, but you need to stick with the one genre, okay? Because you want to, your brand for you as an individual, you need to be known as the go-to person for that specific genre, okay? Now, when you mix genres as a professional, what that actually does is it leads to mediocre work. And the reason is because you're not spending enough time on one specific area to get really, really good at it. So you spread yourself too thin and you never actually achieve any great depth to your images. And that's just because you're spreading yourself too thin and you're just doing anything and everything just to cover the bills, okay? But what happens with that is that you also then become a little bit more confused within yourself because you're not sure which genre to pursue more of. So if you do like doing portraits, for instance, but you spend most of your time doing still life photography, then you need to really consider, well, actually, I prefer doing portraits, so I need to concentrate on that more. Okay. So whether or not that be in your spare time, so you're building up your portfolio, or you're actively pursuing different jobs. Now, like I said earlier, the problem is that when you try and do everything, so when you become a jack of all trades, your images, they won't have any real depth or feeling to them. And also by trying to mix and emulate multiple genres all at once, you end up with a mishmash portfolio, and that will look really confusing as well to your clients because they're not sure what you actually do. You'll have an image of a dog, you might have an image of a car, you might have an image of a bride, and it's kind of like, well, what do you do? And I know most photographers are trying to get the point across, well, I can shoot anything. Yes, you can, but when someone is searching for a photographer, they are searching for a specific photographer to do a specific job. So if you're a still life photographer or if you're a food photographer, someone's going to search food photographer. If your portfolio then comes up and it's got a picture of a dog on it, you're not a food photographer. You're just someone who shoots anything. So it becomes confusing to the client. They want to feel confident that when they hire you, they're hiring the best and they're getting someone who's a specialist, because their job, their whatever it is they're doing, their project is really important to them. So you need to be a specialist within that field in order for them to feel really comfortable knowing that you can do the job. Okay. So what I've kind of said with this is that if you're not a specialist, then your style will be really diluted. Okay. And you won't be able to stand out against other photographers in any one genre because they will just take off from you because they'll be shooting it all the time. They'll be specializing in it. So you'll never get off the ground. Okay. But ultimately, what that also does is the client will lose out because they never get the images they want or need to market themselves because you're not specialists. Okay. So one of the things that I do in the program is get you to decide what genre of photography you're going to do. Now, what I've got here is just an example, and I think it's quite interesting because you need to try and find a niche within a niche. So think of it as one person, one problem, one solution. And how can you do that as a photographer? So I'm going to walk you through this and hopefully you'll get a better idea of what I mean. So for instance, so you could be a wedding photographer. That's great. You could do weddings. That's fine. Or think of it like this. You could be a wedding photographer that specializes in LGBT weddings. You only shoot black and white and you print on bamboo paper. Okay. So I know that's really out there, but just stick with me. So that means it's more eco-friendly. Okay. But see how much more sellable that is to someone. Okay. Because you can use that to create content on lots of different platforms, and that will really help define who you are and your mission statement as a photographer and as a photography business. Okay. And what that will enable you to do is really target people, because there's going to be a community there of LGBT. So you will know where to go on and offline. So you can go to all the different groups, you can go to all the different meetings, where events, things like that. You'll also attract people that absolutely love black and white photography. So you're getting really specialist now. And then you might want to be attracting people that are worried about their carbon footprint and the eco. So that again is appealing. So you are really, really niching down into a photographer, and it's easier to find a pool of people like that than it is just to shotgun I'm a wedding photographer to everyone, because people want to find that special someone that fits into their world, into their reality. And when you do that, that's when you can charge a premium. Okay. So that's why you can earn more. So when you're doing this, you want to kind of, when you're putting something together as who you are, you want to try and avoid buzzwords and hype, because everyone's seen all of that before. You just want to be yourself and remember that you will only be able to do things the way you do them. No one else can do that. They can't emulate you. Okay. So you need to think about how you can get that point across. But if you've got factors that people agree with, so for instance, being eco-friendly, black and white, LGBT community, then you are making your marketing really, really easy for you to do. So you can see there when you're a photographer, professional photographer, or if you're looking to go to become a professional photographer, this is so important that you decide what genre of photography you're going to specialize in, because it helps really fine tune and focus exactly how you're going to target someone, or how you're going to target a group of people. It just helps, because if you don't know what you're going to do, you don't know what you want to specialize in, then you're just wasting time and you're wasting money on your marketing strategies. Okay. So hopefully you can see why that's really, really important. Now, obviously, as a photographer, it doesn't mean that you can't do other things. Of course you can if you want to, but you don't have to promote it. You don't have to put it all over your social media. You don't have to film behind the scene videos. If you're doing, for instance, a still life shoot, if someone wants to pay you to do that, you can do it, then by all means do it. But it shouldn't be your main focus, excuse the pun. It shouldn't be your main driving point in your marketing. Okay. So I hope that's helped. I hope that's given you a little bit of a clearer idea of why I think it's really important that you should specialize in a particular genre as a photographer. There's a few interesting points in there. So I hope you've enjoyed that. And like I said at the beginning, if you're interested in joining my business to photography program that's just starting up now, you've got till the end of the week. Follow the link below and you can find out more information, or you can book a 30-minute call with me and I'll have a chat with you to see if it's good and will work for you. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one. See you soon. Bye-bye.